Hi everyone. I'm really bored, so I think I'm gonna tell you the night of my New Year's Eve. It was in a town that I used to live in. I went to go see my friend, and she had her own apartment at the time, so she had like a little party, like a little shindig. And first it was small, and there was like maybe like 5 people there. We were playing Kings and stuff, so I had a couple drinks then, so I was pretty kind of tipsy. Then a lot of people came, so there's maybe like 50 people there because it was a really small apartment, kind of like a sketchy neighborhood. So like if you are noisy, then like shit will happen. The cops will come, so you shouldn't really be loud. Um, so it was a good night. There was a lot of people there. So my friend Taylor came. She got off work and I went to get her from the elevators, and there was these two guys that were in another apartment, and they're like, "Hey, like, are you having a party?" And we were like, "Yeah, like, oh, joking, like, come over, like, 'cause they look like around like 20, like, cool dudes." So we were like, "Yeah, come in," 'cause it was like an open party, you know. They didn't look scary or anything. So, um, they were like chilling, like having beers and stuff, and then my one friend I had a girlfriend, and the one guy from the apartment was talking to her, and the boyfriend came up to me and he said, "Hillary, 10 minutes after the ball drops, I'm punching that guy in the face. Like, he's trying to get with my girlfriend." And I was like, "No, man, like, no, he's not. Like, come on, just don't. That'll just wreck everyone's new year. Like, please don't, like that." But I was pretty drunk at the time. So, like, right as it hit, ball dropped, 10 minutes later, I hear a smash in the kitchen. I run in. The one guy, like my friend, is punching the one guy from the apartment his face, and he's like, "Please, man." Like, the one guy from the apartment is pretty much crying, like, "Please don't do this. Like, I'm sorry, like, whatever I did," because he didn't know what he did, because all he was doing was talking to her. And this fight came on, and all the people were like, "Get off him, get off him." So this fight started. So then the guy from the other apartment like went back to his apartment, and he had a buddy, right? So um like we felt really bad because like he didn't really do anything. So me and my three friends, we went down to the apartment, and we think like he lives alone with his buddy, and like he lives in like a apartment. So we knock on the door. It's like his grandma, his mom and dad, his like uncle and aunt, and like literally their family looked incest. The uncle had like one tooth, just like one tooth there. The grandma was wasted drunk in her nightgown, walking back and forth the hall, being like, "Hey, you didn't mean to do it." Oh, and I was like, "Ma'am, you need to go like back in your house." And so we like are trying to like get the guy that got punched, and we were trying to apologize to him, but he's like so mad. And then the one old man is like trying to lure me in the apartment. And I'm like, "No, sir, like, I'm good." Like, and they're having like a little New Year's Eve party too. And like, it was like the weirdest family ever. So they gave me some beers, and like then they came back to our apartment, and then the girl like that owned the apartment is giving this whole family a tour of her apartment, showing her like her room and the kitchen and what their apartment looks like. And it was totally funny because the one woman was wasted drunk, pretty much like her boobs were sagging, and she's like 90, and she was like wasted drunk. And we were like, "Oh my god." So I turned my camera and I go make a video of her, and she's like, "It's not my fault, like, it's he gets on the whiskey sometimes." And oh my god, it was priceless. It was a good video. Maybe I'll put it on YouTube. So yeah, we tried to like get on with the party. Some people left because it got kind of sketchy. But then the one guy, like not the guy that got punched in the face, the other guy, his friend, he came back. He knocks on the door like 4 times. And he's like, I forgot my beers. Like, I forgot my beers. And we're like, no, man, like, you didn't forget your beers. So then he comes in, we're like, fine, I'm like, look for your beers. He can't find them, he leaves, comes back 5 minutes later, we're like, oh my god, knock on, you stole my beers. Like, he literally accused somebody of stealing his beers, and no one stole his beers. Like, he was hammered. And finally he gave up and left. But then there was like this other crazy weird chick from the apartment down the hall, and she was like 500 pounds, but she was like 20, and she was like wasted, and she like just joined the party. And I was like what are you doing? Like, you can't just come in here. And then she started like dancing and stuff and like grinding up on this guy, and it was so funny. And then so we all like wanted her to leave because like she didn't understand that like we didn't like her, and like 'cause she was really weird, and she was like smoking, and we were like how do you pay for your apartment? And she's like, I'm on disability and stuff. And we were like, oh well, like should you be drinking and smoking? And she's like, life's too short to not smoke and drink. And I was like, true, but anyways, she was a weirdo, so we all pretended to leave the party, so she left, and then we came back and partied. It was a pretty good New Year's Eve, but at least I got drunk, and it was pretty fun. So yeah, bye.